Welcome one and all to the CineGeeks podcast where movies, TV, and all things geek collide. I'm Roy, once again joined by my lovely co-host Angela.
Hi everybody!
Hey Angela. So, to our fellow CineGeeks, okay, we are so excited to begin this episode.
Yes.
And actually begin this short, very special series of episodes, if you will. Kasi we are going to be discussing for the next 3 episodes the 10 main films in contention for feature films for the Cinemalaya 2023 edition.
Our first Cinemalaya.
Yes, first Cinemalaya as CineGeeks.
Yes.
Yes. So, just a brief background. Okay, so sa gagawin natin ngayon, what we're gonna do is we're gonna be watching kung ano yung mga merong available na mga movies to watch sa Ayala Cinemas.
Yes.
So, for the first day, actually which is today, we're recording this gabi ng August 8.
Yeah.
So, we watched 3 movies. Tomorrow, August 9, we're gonna watch 3 more. And then, on August 10, on Thursday, we're gonna be watching 4 more.
Yeah.
So, a total of 10. Ako, personally, I'm buzzing a bit. Kasi para siyang continuation lang nung Barbenheimer natin nun. Diba?
I thought my limit was 2 movies in a row. Parang double feature. And now we're doing 3.
Grabe.
In a row.
Diba? Parang ang nakakatuwa lang yung kanina.
And let me ask you this. Would you say that this is the best birthday that you've had in a long time?
Well, okay, so
marathoning 10 movies in 3 days.
I know. Well, today at least, advance birthday gift pa naman siya.
Yeah, happy birthday, Roy!
Thank you. So, tomorrow, 3 ulit. So, yun na yung pinaka mismong birthday.
Yes. This episode is gonna drop on your birthday.
On my birthday. Actually, yes.
It's
tama.
today.
Yes.
If you're listening today on August 9th,
August 9.
it's Roy's birthday. Happy birthday to
Thank you, everyone.
you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ange. So, yes, actually, never did I imagine na manunod ako ng 3 sunod-sunod. Akala ko din talaga na parang yun na yung pinaka parang limit natin na wow, 2 movies back to back.
Yung Barbenheimer,
Yung Barbenheimer nun. Pero ito yung 3, parang hindi na tayo umalis doon sa loob ng sinehan. Same seats all night. All
And
day.
the same cinema.
Same cinema.
Yeah.
Yan. Naano nga ako inaantay ko nga kung ma-recognize tayo nung guard. Pero apparently, meron talagang mga tayong kasama.
Yeah, we're not just the ones doing the marathon.
Yes, meron tayong isang kasama, not necessarily personally known, pero alam ko nasa harap natin siya the entire time.
Actually, groups
Yun nga din. May mga nasa kanan natin din na mga pabalik-balik to the whole day.
Kasi for those of you who haven't experienced the marathon, when you watch the first movie, kailangan mong lumabas muna para ma-clean up muna nung cinema staff and then papasok ulit. True. And for in our case, I mean, pabalik-balik tayo, 3 movies in a row in the same cinema, same seats. So lumalabas tayo every time natatapos yung isang movie and then pipila tayo ulit sa labas. And sometimes 5-10 minutes lang yung interval, yung parang break.
Yung una natin, yung break natin between the first movie and the second, 15 minutes lang. Tapos yung second, nakakain pa tayo ng konti.
Nakapag-dinner
pa tayo. Mga 1 hour and 15.
Yeah.
Yun. Pero ang pinaka-inaabangan ko ay yung big one sa Thursday.
Yeah.
Na 12:30 pa lang. Ano na tayo? Tapos, parang alam ko ganun din, 15 minutes lang. Tapos 15 minutes. Tapos yung bago yung mag-last na full show, yun yung may 1 hour and a half. 1 hour and a half dapat siya. Kasi, ang nangyari, yung second movie natin, nag-run over. Nag-start siya ng late ng konti.
A little bit.
Kaya nausog ng konti din yung sumunod.
Yes.
Anyway,
the movie gods were very kind to you. They sent you a 3-day birthday gift.
I know. And well, let's get to it. Para din, wag na natin paantayin pa yung ating mga listeners.
Alright.
Okay, so for today's batch of movies, okay, pinanood namin yung number 1, Huling Palabas, written and directed by Ryan Espinosa Machado, followed by Maria, written and directed by Cheryl Rose Andes.
Yeah.
And finally, Ang Duyan ng Magiting, written and directed by Dustin Celestino. Okay, so just to preface this, yung Huling Palabas and Ang Duyan ng Magiting, sila yung narrative films.
Fiction.
As in, fiction, yes. Yung Maria was a documentary.
Yes.
So, let's start with the first one, yung Huling Palabas.
Alright.
Okay, so according... Yes, so sa Facebook page ng Cinemalaya, which you all should follow, by the way, we have the log line for the movie. So, in the summer of 2001, 16-year-old Andoy searches for his long-lost father in the most unlikely of things, VHS tapes. His reality becomes mystified when two movie-like characters appear in their small hometown. So, the cast includes Sean Mark Gomez, Bon Andrew Lentejas, Cedric Juan, Jay Gonzaga, Serena Magilio, and Senandra Gomez.
All right.
Okay. So, Ange, what do you think of Huling Palabas?
Well, yeah. The first thing I thought of the movie was yung logline kind of misled me into being like parang Leonor will never die.
Yes.
Parang ganun yung dating sa akin nung logline.
Okay.
But coming in and finishing the movie, parang na-realize ko na, ay, hindi pala. But, just not to give anything away, yeah, it was just dreamy. It was surrealist. It's not really the meta sci-fi fantasy that I thought it would be. And it was a combination of coming-of-age story and friendship story and self-discovery. I think this is very relatable to, people who are trying to figure out and realize their true self.
I agree. Yeah.
And also, this is what I wrote in my notes.
Yes.
Parang yung, cinematography niya, it was very Ghibli.
Yeah. I very much agree. Ang dami niya yung scenic vista shots. Na talagang, lalo na yung parang, meron ako isang paborito dun yung nasa kanto siya ng road. Tapos may field sa harap. Naka-angle siya tapos kita mo yung mountain sa harap na ganun.
Yeah.
Ang ganda niya. Sobra.
The music score.
The score, yes.
The score was very immersive and introspective. And the nostalgia, of course. Because if you grew up in the 90s or if you were a tween during the 2000, the turn of the millennium, maraming mga nostalgia moments na talagang marirecognize mo kaagad.
Oo. Nakakatawa nga yung mga video stores.
More on technology.
Yes.
Pero it's very refreshing to see a time before social media. And before all our gadgets and technology when life was simpler. How about you, Roy? What did you think?
Okay. Sige. I'm going to try to separate what I thought of the movie itself, which I thought was great. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
Wala akong masabi. Pero let me first address something that irked me a bit. Okay? When the list of the movies first came out, yung sa Cinemalaya Facebook page, yung logline niya, which I read earlier, kind of sold me on a different kind of movie.
Yes.
Now, sige, sabihin natin na it's a two-way street, yung ganong mga klase ng miscommunication, yung logline, tapos yung pagkakaintindi ng magbabasa.
True.
Okay? Ang tama ka doon sa sinabi mo kanina, na yung understanding mo, I felt the same way, na yung para siyang, akala ko, magiging para siyang Leonor Will Never Die. Which is a fucking fantastic movie, by the way. You search for it on Netflix. Okay, after Cinemalaya Week is done, yun yung assignment nyo, Cinegeeks. Watch it. Leonor Will Never Die. One of the best Filipino movies ever made.
Yes.
Talaga, yun. So going back, yung akala ko na para siyang magiging surreal. The protagonist of the movie spends his time immersed in video cassette movies. To the point na his reality will blur between his real life and the characters na parang bigla na lang mag-a-appear sa kanyang paligid.
Well, it was stated in the logline. His reality becomes mystified.
When two movie-like characters appear in their small hometown.
Yes.
And to some extent, akala ko na yun yung sa simula. Okay? Now, minor spoilers for this movie. Okay? Merong isang scene dun sa simula na si Andoy, yung protagonist natin, he lives with his aunt and her aunt's boyfriend.
Or partner.
Now, yung partner niya, umuwi ng isang beses. Tapos hindi ko alam kung intentional to Yung pagkaka-sound mix and sound edit nung dialogue nung tito niya. Doon sa moment na yon, kind of felt na para siyang yung ng VHS. Di ba? Did you feel that?
Yes. Diba? Yun nga parang it was a lot like that. Parang crossing realities na
siya. I thought it was that way. Na parang,
and it started that way and then hindi na siya naulit.
Yun na nga. I thought na, tapos ito pa, hindi lang yung sound editing and yung sound mixing. Pati yung FPS nung buong scene.
Yeah,
parang medyo slow-mo yung galaw nung tito niya. Hindi ko alam nung tito pala niya yun Until lumabas siya dun sa the following scenes later. Akala ko pa siya na ba yung character na figment of his imagination? Siya na ba yung mystified movie-like character? Okay? So, I'll get to what I thought about the movie in a bit. Pero yun lang. I would just like to point this out real quick. Okay? I would like to consider myself as an ally of the LGBT community. Okay? This movie is a very touching LGBT-centric movie. Okay? I felt that.
Yes, it was.
It's a very powerful coming-of-age tale. Ang medyo na lang ako is, bakit parang hindi naging front and center yon doon sa promote ng movie?
Actually, sa beginning nga ng story, akala ko friendship tale siya
Exactly.
Kasi they were the ones in the center of the story. Sila ng friend niya.
Diba?
Oo.
So sa akin lang na parang why parang try to obfuscate this beautiful story of a young person finding out about their true self in the most magical way possible according to their eyes. Diba? Doon lang ako nadismaya. Doon sa yung pag-promote niya. I would have hoped that the creators of this movie would have been more proud, no pun intended, with their work. Kasi sobrang niyang ganda
Yeah, I'm sure they were. Pero yun nga medyo na-dilute na yung yung element na yun. Kasi it was trying to be a lot of things at the same time.
Well, yun na nga. Well, I'll touch upon that now. Pero yun lang sa akin. The movie itself, I loved it. It was a bit, parang medyo, took me a bit to shake off yung wrong expectations ko going in. Pero once I vibed with the movie and what it was trying to say, what its controlling narrative is.
Yeah.
Sobrang niyang, tama ka na sinabi mo kanina, parang siyang Ghibli, parang siyang Studio Ghibli na sine.
Yes.
Specifically parang siyang My Neighbor Totoro. So if you guys have seen that movie, it's one of the best animated films as well. And it's famous or infamous for not really having a plot.
No, it had a plot.
No, what I meant was, hindi siya yung parang merong standard na merong setup, conflict, resolution. Hindi Hindi. Ibig sabihin ko doon, walang kalaban. Parang nagkaroon lang ng self-discovery tale yung magkapatid.
Well, yeah.
Yun lang siya. Hindi siya yung parang usual na story na there's something to overcome, there's something to parang root against.
Yeah.
It was two sisters finding their deeper bond for each other.
Yes.
Yan. It's like that. Pero yung dito, na it's him hopefully trying to find resolution for his longing sa tatay niya. Kung ano yung nararamdaman niya about who he really is in the world moving forward. Yan. Special mention goes to si Andoy, yung actor niya.
Yeah.
sobrang niyang galing. Kasi talagang nakuha niya yung headspace ng yung bata na lost in confusion about who they really are.
Or the uncertainty of the future.
The uncertainty of the future, what their place is in the future, how their future looks like, yung surroundings nila. Is me at 16 still gonna be the same me at 17?
Yes,
basically, parang ganon.
Yeah.
And yun na nga, napaka-dreamlike niya.
It really was.
Sobrang niyang example ng scene na, you just vibe with it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, there's no bad guy. There's no good guy.
Yeah.
There just is. And you just follow it. I can understand kung bakit kanina pag tapos ng scene, maraming mga fellow moviegoers tayo na parang medyo, siguro sabihin natin na parang, ay, yun na yun. Pero kasi, parang, yes, sometimes life is like that. Sometimes yun na yun.
Yes.
Diba? Hindi naman ibig sabihin na pag sa life laging exciting. Laging merong tayong parang conundrum or gulo, problem of the week. Na hindi naman episodic ang buhay natin eh.
Yes.
Sometimes, life just is. And I appreciated that.
Yun yung beauty niya.
Yun yung beauty niya. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Ganun siya ka sobrang applicable to yung protagonist natin na yung LGBT. Pero if you've ever gone through a phase in your life na you've wanted to know or at least get a grasp doon sa stability ng buhay mo moving forward, talagang makaka-relate ka dito eh.
Yeah.
Yung ganun.
It's all about self-discovery.
Yes. That's it. Sometimes self-discovery is a journey unto its own. Hindi walang big spectacle. Walang heart-stopping na mga monologue. Wala eh. Parang ano lang. You just are. Just be. And siguro yun yung parang ano ko doon, final thought ko dito sa huling palabas.
Yeah.
Life is just about being.
It's true.
Diba?
I completely agree.
Yun, final thoughts doon sa ano?
That's it. You said everything.
Sorry, fresh na fresh pa siya sa utak ko talaga. Kasi yun yung last na pinanood natin eh. Yung huling palabas eh.
Yeah.
So we're just, parang binabaliktad natin siya. Yung reverse order. Anyway, okay. So, Ange, why don't you set us up for the next movie?
Okay. So, our next movie is actually a documentary. Its title is Maria. Bit of a logline is amid shrinking civic and democratic space and a culture of impunity, 3 women named Maria are on a journey to see truth and fight for justice. So yeah, what did you think of Maria Roy?
What did I think of Maria Roy? So, out of the 3 movies na pinanood natin today, ito yung medyo, and lagi ko na tong inuulit-ulit sa'yo throughout the day. After natin panoorin na ito yung pinakamahirap na pag-usapan. Okay?
Because it's based in real life.
Actually, it's real life. Talaga.
It's exactly what happened and all the gruesome details. Diba?
So,
well, basically, this movie is about EJK.
Yeah. Actually, yun nga. It's about everything that happened during the previous Philippine administration and its war on drugs and yung lives affected by it. We have 3 people front and center.
Yes.
2 ladies na apektuhan na dahil kasi yung isa, yung anak niya parehas na EJK. And yung isa naman, yung mag-ama niya befell the same fate.
Yes.
Yan. And the last one, also named Maria, was former Vice President Leni Robredo.
Yeah, it's 3 different stories of 3 different Marias.
Yes, exactly.
It was heavily political. I think that was unavoidable.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, it even covered the 2022 national elections.
It did.
And the campaign.
For a little bit, yes.
Yeah.
Pang setup nung parang the rest of the quote-unquote narrative of the documentary. It's very hard to cover something that admittedly is still a sore spot. Ako, personally, that's how I feel about that period of time. Very, very recently.
Yeah, the trauma was still fresh.
Medyo fresh pa siya. Kasi, syempre, ikaw na hindi mo alam kung mapagkakatiwalaan mo pa yung mga institutions that you've thought all your life were there to protect you.
Yes.
Now, yun yung general pervading overall sentiment nung documentary itself.
Yeah.
And I thought it was eloquent enough to yung the documentary itself eloquently put forward yung stories nung dalawang nanay na Maria. And if you've been active yung socially speaking, social media, ganon, or the news, nanonood ka, it just, I think, puts faces and names on something that you've constantly heard was happening nung panahon na yun.
Or something that you see every day on the news.
Yes. Now, ako, ito lang yung sa akin, okay? I thought that the movie would have, or the documentary would have been served better if we actually heard the other side. Yeah. Not to parang give both sides, yung parang a platform. Hindi. Pero kasi, you can only hammer home a point so much before it becomes parang sobrang, I wouldn't say moot. Pero magiging para siyang parang, I get it. I know I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Pero what I want to see in a documentary is the full picture of the situation.
Yeah, that's what documentaries are supposed to be.
Exactly. Yun. And it was well made, well shot, well edited. Technically speaking, wala akong masabi doon.
Yeah.
Pero yun lang sana na if there was anyone that they could have gotten to at least parang shed light on the other side. Kasi parang ang nagiging overall question nun is, why? Why did that happen? Yun yung tinatanong ng dalawang Maria na nanay
So, and even the audience.
Yes. As us Filipinos, during that time, we were asking, why? Why was that happening? The documentary would have been served better if it gave a voice doon sa makakasagot ng why, even if hindi siya yung gustong madinig na why.
Yeah.
Kasi meron na siyang specific viewpoint na parang ini-espouse Pero yung counter-argument niya, not necessarily to change your mind about it and say na parang, the EJK it's a valid thing to do. Not saying that.
No.
In a documentary, you give light to the other side.
Yeah.
Example
para
lang.
balance.
Para balance. Example lang. I know this is a very different arena in terms of documentaries. Pero nung Last Dance, yung documentary ni Michael Jordan, okay? Binigay nila ng voice si Isaiah Thomas. Michael Jordan's hated frenemy. Okay? Now, pinagtawanan nila si Isaiah Thomas doon kasi it was supposed to be like parang humorous.
Yeah.
Yung kanyang pagsabi niya ng kanyang side. But at least, they talked to Isaiah. And we heard his side of why sobrang dumi ng mga battles nila nung panahon na yun. Yun lang sa akin. Ikaw, what did you think about it?
Actually, I just appreciated how it shed a light on forensic pathology in relation to crime investigation and how it is disregarded in the Philippines because of our justice system. So, ayun, may science pala na nakakalimutan. Pero, I mean, may mga doctors na gumagawa nun sa atin. Pero, hindi lang talaga sila binibigyang importansya. sa mga cases.
Sadly.
And even they are frustrated about it. Basically, this is just a statement on the Filipino justice system talaga eh.
Mm-hmm.
Pero ayun nga eh, tama ka eh. I wish I could have heard at least one voice from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi para na siyang, alam mo yung, I can compare this to Going Clear.
Oo eh. Sorry and I don't mean to diss this documentary. It was a good documentary. Pero it felt a bit preaching to the choir. Na para siyang, the movie, the documentary knows its audience. It knows na its audience will, quote-unquote, eat up its message. Pero yun na nga eh. A documentary is not supposed to be, and I'm sorry to say this term, propaganda. It's not. It's supposed to be a balanced, objective piece of art that sheds light on a subject.
Yeah. And
impartial siya dapat. Sorry.
And this is not to even factor in our own political leanings.
Yes.
Diba?
Hindi.
Kasi as a creator and as we both studied communication in college.
Yes.
So we all know that investigative journalism or production na katulad ng mga documentaries should be balanced, diba? Parang siya eh, you're presenting facts and history.
Yes.
So don't just show the other side.
Yun.
Don't just
show one side.
One side,
yes.
I mean.
Yun. Yun na nga eh.
And I wonder, bakit kasama sa feature films ang documentary? Di ba usually kapag ka mga film festivals, ibang category yung documentary?
Oo nga. I mean,
even Oscars have different categories.
Maybe it was the only submitted documentary for this year. Kaya naisip siguro ni Cinemalaya na let's just group them all together. Kasi feature length na rin naman siya. Maybe it decided by length.
Yeah.
Diba? Parang the same way na sinasabi na ano yung joke for the Emmys. Na if it's a 30-minute show, it's a comedy. If it's a 1-hour show, it's a drama.
Oh my God.
Diba? Kaya kahit may mga 1 hour na comedy, nilalaban sa drama. Kahit may mga 30 minutes na mga drama, nasa comedy.
#The White Lotus.
#The Bear.
Anyway, so what are your final thoughts about the documentary film Maria?
As a cine geek, okay, no politics involved. I thought it was a well-made documentary. Okay? It shed light, it gave faces to statistics, basically. And yung sinabi mo nga na medyo may interesting part doon, yung sa forensic pathology na sadly is a very underutilized part of our justice system.
Yes.
And I'm glad na hopefully more people would know na it's supposed to be an active part of our justice system. Yan, yun yung nagustuhan ko doon.
Especially as a CSI fan.
Oo, of course. So, our last movie of the night, okay, is titled Ang Duyan ng Magiting. Okay? Again, written and directed by Dustin Celestino. Okay? So, its logline is as follows. A collection of interwoven stories about life and violence in the Philippines following a college professor, a university chancellor, a social worker, a police chief, 2 students, 2 mothers, and a lawyer.
A lot of characters.
Yes, very much so. And powerhouse, yung cast nitong movie na to, all-star cast siya. Led by the one and only, Dali De Leon. Golden Globe nominee, BAFTA nominee, Dali De Leon.
And Academy member.
Academy member. Dapat Academy Award nominee din. But that's a different episode.
Altogether.
Also includes Jojit Lorenzo, Between Escalante, Agot Isidro, Miggy Jimenez, Francis Makil Ignacio, Paolo O'Hara, Joel Saracho, and Dylan Ray Talon. Okay. So, Ange, what did you think of Ang Duyan ng Magiting?
Actually, this is my favorite for today.
Yes, me too.
By far. By a long shot. Yeah. I love that it was para siyang balagtasan. Ganon. It was a dialogue between two sides and it heavily relies on talking, people talking, yes. Having a conversation about certain topics na sobrang compelling.
Yes.
And ang sarap maging spectator nung conversations nila kasi sobrang malaman and sobrang insightful both sides.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of the work of, Sorkin.
Ay, yes. Yes, yun, tama. Alam mo, kanina pa pinapanood ko siya. Yun nga, para ka nanonood ng Aaron Sorkin movie na and sinabi natin kanina paglabas natin na para siyang theater. Tama ka, balagtasan. Balagtasan is theater in the Philippines. And watching every segment, kasi yung movie is segmented into 13 parts. Okay? And I appreciated na yung may ganun siyang bookends. Ang pagkakasabi pa nga siya, para siyang collection of interwoven stories. So, I immediately thought na it was parang anthology. Anthology. Pero hindi eh. Ang ganda. Parang siyang, it reminded me of a Dan Brown novel. In that, yung kanyang mga chapters are so short, pero the narrative was so propulsive. And it was driven by sobrang grabe yung crackling dialogue talaga. Ang ganda nung yung compelling yung bawat moment na meron tayong dalawang tao na nag-uusap on screen.
Yes.
You're just hanging on every word.
Ang galing.
Ang galing niya. Hindi lang dun sa dialogue, yung masasabi kong I'll get to that later. Pero sige, medyo na-excited ako kasi ako, if you Cine Geeks get to know me personally, I am a sucker for fantastic dialogue-based movies. Yes, I appreciate the occasional Star Wars or yung Nolan na
very
VFX heavy o yung mga ganon here and there. Yes, I love my popcorn ganon movies. Pero when it comes to yun talagang mga malaman,
this is A-grade lean steak.
Grabe talaga. Sige, tuloy mo lang. Bago pa ako magbubula yung bibig ko dito. Mamaya ako. Okay, go.
And add to that, the acting was so spectacular.
God tier.
And international level talaga. Sobrang, alam mo yun, walang masyadong flair, wala masyadong, even the setting, it's like a one-act play every chapter. Diba? It only happens in one place. Every time there's two characters talking to each other.
Yes,
So, para ka talagang nanonood ng ng play.
Oo, tama. Tapos may mga acts pa nga na, may isang act doon na sobrang, hindi ko sasabihin ko ano yun pero it was so ballsy in how it was 2 minutes, literal. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Pinakita lang yung isang character, tapos na. Napakapala ko, oh my God, the stones on this movie to pull something off na ganon. And hindi lang siya parang yung hindi lang siya yung parang stylistic na, gusto kong gawin to. And so I'm going to say this with all the love in my heart. Unfortunately, sakit ng ibang Filipino movies, which is doing style just for the sake of style. Okay? I love the Filipino film industry, pero I wish na more movies were done like this, na style is used in service of the story.
And tastefully lang.
And tastefully done. Yun. So yun, going back to that moment, yung 2-minute scene na yun, which was an act, quote-unquote, in the 13 acts of this movie.
Yes, it was.
Pagkatapos nung no dialogue, tapos biglang boom, tapos na, yeah. Yes.
Ang
galing.
Tsaka yung writing talaga, yun grabe. Talaga yung, oh my God.
Sorry.
I was, holding on to my seat. Every time na, ang hirap mag-CR dito sa movie na to, no?
Actually, nag-CR ka, tapos meron kang na-miss na isang scene, na yung meet nun, and it was the best scene.
Oo nga, nakakainis.
Ito, nakakatawa doon kasi bawat isang scene niya, is one best scene after the other. As in, nag-escalate yung best scene. Parang after the first scene, parang, ay wow, okay, we're going there. Okay, let's go, movie, let's go. Tapos pati yung act 2, oh, we went there. Tapos bawat may act doon, may chapter na dadating, parang mapapasabi ka, oh, we're going there. Parang ganun
It never holds back.
Yes, it doesn't.
It gives you more talaga, more than you expect.
Oo. And there was one scene in particular na is a top contender for my favorite scenes of the year. Okay? In terms of yung kanyang execution, yung kanyang writing, how we saw it on screen. It's a magnificent work of writing and directing. Talaga. Yung I don't want to spoil this kasi you have to watch this.
Please don't.
Huwag kayong magpapa-spoil on social media. Huwag kayong magpapakwento sa mga nakapanood. Okay? I'm just telling you this right now. There's one scene in particular na is a masterclass in tension. Talaga.
Yeah.
It uses dialogue. It uses cinematography and blocking in the most creative way possible.
The blocking was chef's kiss.
Talaga. Sobrang, oh my God. Yes.
Ang galing
talaga. Ang galing niya.
Yung composition ng mga scenes.
Kahit yung kahit yung lalo na yung acting din doon sa scene na yun.
Alam mo nga parang iniisip ko nga, hindi naman siya parang literal na balagtasan.
Hindi.
It was not parang yung old school na parang poetic.
Hindi.
Kasi grounded pa din siya sa current times.
Oo, talaga.
Kaya it feels very relevant.
Yes, it does. It does. And special mention for me goes to 3 actors. Si Jojit Lorenzo. For me, has been forever character actor na nakikita ko madalas sa comedy.
Yes.
But he was fantastic as this man tortured by his own definition of patriotism. Yun. And si Between Escalante in a very, very short but very impactful scene as a lawyer.
Yes.
And yung finally si Agot Isidro as a mother grieving. A single mother grieving. And how she grapples with the definition of heroism. Na parang isn't my parang pagtataguyod ng pamilya ko heroism enough?
What exactly does heroism ask of me?
Yes. Talagang, oh my God. Alam mo kung meron ako gusto ulit panoorin na isa pang beses dito sa Cinemalaya. So far, etong Duyan ng Magiting. I mean, just for the acting and
Olympics
and the dialogue lang and that scene. Ang galing nun.
This is on top of my totem.
Sorry. Sir, Mr. Dustin Celestino, if you're listening, you're a fucking genius. Ang galing talaga. Sobra. Galing. Sobra.
Yeah. Amazing movie. One we will highly recommend.
Please watch it. Please watch it, guys.
Yeah. Yan. So how about you, Roy? What are your final thoughts?
And recommendations for day 1?
Yeah.
Well, ayun, kakasabi ko lang na yes, Duyan ng Magiting is awesome.
Must
rewatch. Maria is a heavy watch. Very heavy. Yun na lang yung sasabihin ko doon.
And heavily political.
Yung Huling Palabas naman, very sweet. Very achingly sweet.
Sweet and surreal.
Sobrang niyang talagang may moments of tenderness. And parang dreamlike
sequences.
Yung kanyang yung pag-explore niya ng what it means to grow up. Especially in that time. Yung kanyang time period na binibigay niya. If I were to rank it muna for day 1. Okay? From, ayoko naman sabihin ng worst to best. Okay? From siguro what you should watch first and to watch yung pwede niyong ihuli. Okay? Watch first Duyan ng Magiting. Okay? Then, Huling Palabas. Then, Maria. That's for me.
Actually, same.
Okay.
Same ranking. Down to a T.
Yes.
Yeah. Duyan ng Magiting was the best one so far.
Yes.
And then the next film, huling palabas, it was very, like I said, it was very Ghibli-ish. And, I appreciated the nostalgia.
Yes. Much appreciated. Anytime a movie tries to go back in time and remind us of the good, quote-unquote, good old days.
Yeah. The time before social media. Time before TikTok.
Yes.
And finally, Maria documentary. Yeah. I just appreciated the best part of the documentary for me was how it sheds light on forensic pathology.
Yes.
And the science that is apparently practiced here, yet we don't feel it. Kasi it is underutilized, if utilized at all.
True.
So yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it for day 1.
Yes.
Of Cinemalaya 2023. Our first Cinemalaya marathon.
For the Cine Geeks podcast.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Anyways, if you've seen any of those movies, please share with us what you thought about it. Comment it on our social media. Again, we are on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Cine Geeks Pod. Join us once again tomorrow as we talk about 3 more movies from Cinemalaya 2023. Okay? Are you ready for tomorrow?
Yes. Bring it on. 3 more days. 2 more days pa pala.
Yeah.
3 more movies tomorrow.
Happy birthday to you!
Ooh, hey, umabot ng birthday.
Oo nga eh. Anyways, for my co-host Troy, this has been Angela. Thank you for listening to the Cine Geeks podcast, where movies, TV, and all things geek collide.